Go, yeah, go, go, yeah, go, go, yeah.
All right, welcome eForce. We are going over our go-to mobility flow. I'm Coach Troy. This is Coach Skylar. She's going to be our awesome demo today. I hope you're following along. This is a quicker one, so we're really excited. This is perfect for just waking up in the morning, just after a workout, just before a workout. If you're doing an athletic event and you need something to follow along to feel good, this is the perfect one. So let's go ahead and get started. On our backs, we are going to start with diaphragmatic breathing. So hand is on the stomach, hand is on the chest, in through the nostrils, fill the low belly, exhale out through the nostrils, exhale all of the air out. 10 repetitions here. As Coach Skylar and you are doing those repetitions, a reminder of why we're doing what we're doing. The diaphragmatic breath is a muscle that travels downward so that the breath can help us not only get more oxygen to our blood, but also activate what's called the parasympathetic nervous system. That helps us rest, digest, calm down, and get our joints a little bit looser, our muscles less tight. And what a perfect way to start your mobility flow. It can also be a time to set an intention for your practice. So that intention can be, if you're working through an injury, you want to work through that. Send some energy that way, just using your breath, and just eliminate the distractions so you can just do some really good focusing. So as you're finishing up your 10 breaths or so, we'll eventually make our way to a tabletop position. And in that tabletop position is where we're going to go for cat and cow. So big inhale, belly drops, gazeless. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding through the upper back, tucking the tailbone, and 5 deep breaths here. Try to follow the rhythm of your breath. Inhale is expansion, exhale, contraction. And each and every single one, you might find a little bit more range of motion. You're making your spine move, your pelvis move, and all the muscles in between. So we'll let you and Coach here finish up your 5 cat and cow breaths. The next position we will meet in eventually after our 5 is a half kneeling position. Start with one leg forward. So if your left toes are tucked, your right foot is forward. We're going to sit nice and engaged. We're going to push that left hip forward and then slowly come back. Inhale to reset. Exhale to find a little bit more range of motion in the front of your hip. So if you're seeing that movement, we're hanging out at end range. Tap in that end range for 5 repetitions on this first side. Good. Taking your time to do so. You can always hang out, pause, and go longer if something's feeling good. Opening up the hips before doing 5 repetitions on the next side. So cool. I can even see the imprints. Coach is doing a good job of using her feet to stay active, and she's using her core muscles to keep her torso braced so she can just work on opening up the front of the hip, which is exactly what you guys want to do as you're activating that back glute. And finishing up 5 repetitions in your half kneeling hip flexor stretch and hip opening stretch. Next, we're going to move into a deep squat position. 5 repetitions, deep squat to hamstring stretch. So we're prepping, finding that deep squat position, using the elbows to pry open. Inhale, exhale, hips to the sky. Fingertips can go under the toes, and then just press continue from there. So bigger and deeper stretch. You can pry around a little bit, and then exhale, hips to the sky. 5 good, strong, focused repetitions in your squat pattern, opening up your ankles, knees, hips, and the hamstrings are waking up as well. It's going to help you with everything mobility-wise, deepening up that squat pattern. Once we do finish 5 repetitions here, good, 5th and final one, we're going to go into a plank position, and we're going to move from down dog to upward dog. So down dog, hips high, head through the arms. You can always pedal out the feet. And then up dog, inhale. As the chest goes tall to the sky, the chin can come up. And then just repeat for 5 repetitions. So you're moving from back body stretch to front body stretch, full body. You can modify this several different ways, limiting range of motion where you need to, walking the hands around. But just notice if you are following along the visual of all the things stretching, the head going through the arms, the overhead mobility, the hips and hamstrings. all through 5 repetitions. Good. When we finish those 5 repetitions with your up dog and down dog, the next position is going to be world's greatest stretch. So finding that plank position again, stepping a foot outside the hand. And remember, same elbow goes the same instep. Inhale, reach, rotate, exhale. Key things to look at here. We'll make sure this back leg is nice and lifted and strong. The front foot is fully planted. And then you're just finding your range of motion with that elbow deep in the instep. And gaze is traveling that top hand on the exhale. Once again, at your own breath and at your own rate, 5 on one side before moving to 5 repetitions on this side as well. So perfect. One hip is always going to feel a little bit different than the other. That's so normal. But what you're seeing here is the elbow is just driving closer to the instep. The reach and rotate is strong and long, and there's a lot of activation, everything from the toes to the hands to the big rotation here. Good. Finishing up that 5, we're just going to finish up with some balance work with mobility. So balancing on whatever leg you want to start with. We're going to hug a knee as high up as it goes. And with that slight knee bend in the balancing leg, we're going to reach the hips back. Torso stays strong and long. If that is 1 repetition, let's go for a full set of 5 here. Good. So you're going to have to now start to wake up your nervous system again for focus, to work on balance. You could obviously modify by holding on to something if you need more balance. Good. And it's not necessarily how far you can go. Just go to your range of motion. So you're being active with your feet, ankles, knees, hips, and torso. Nice. And well done. 5 on one side, 5 the next. I was expecting a little bit more struggle here, but good practice. Good. You might be struggling a little bit right now, and that's totally normal. That's what we're working on a little bit of balance. That control of your joints is what we consider part of mobility training, part of helping your body control in space. So finish up your 5 really good repetitions on this side, taking your time to do so. Good. Feet active, core active, still working with your breath, lots of focus. Perfect. A high 5 is indeed necessary for Coach Skylar. I hope you guys enjoyed that flow. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think, and keep this in your repertoire anytime you have a chance.